In this video, we'll continue learning about the new photoplay tool in the Floriani Creative Express software, and so I'll go ahead and click on the tool, and this time I'm going to select this cute little puppy dog, and we'll learn a bit more about how you can interact with the results. First of all, the size of the photograph is not real big. It's a 4x6 photo, and if you're only making a JPEG, there's no reason why you can't make this larger, because making it larger does give you kind of a little bit more space for the resolution of the thread that comes in, the 3D stitch simulation. So in other words, there's nothing wrong with taking and saying instead of 6 inches, trying it at 12 and seeing if that doesn't give you nicer results. Then in stage 2, when you start to see those results, and remember, just going to click back, there is another video that you can also watch where we talked about how to create a custom mask or how you can choose kind of any of these different mask shapes. But so after watching that video, then what we're saying is in step 2, there are several different effects that can be applied. And so first of all, you're going to interact with whether or not you want to preview it in 3D or not. But generally speaking, when you save the images, they get saved as 3D. You can interact with the number of colors. And so because the end result here is a JPEG, it's not wrong to increase the number of colors. And I believe 60 is currently the maximum number of colors that you can interact with in here. And of course, you can choose any different thread brand to interact with for your color palette. And so the very many different popular sort of color charts that you can choose from. And of course, the default is the Floriani Poly, where there's 360 different shades of colors that can be selected from. Now you have the effect of color, and do you want to do the full color photograph like this, or do you want to change it to a grayscale photograph such as this? There's also Sepia and monogram as different options that you can choose for your little 3D simulated stitch results. And so I'll go back to full color on this doggy and get the kind of most realistic effect. And then now your next option is the type of sort of 3D stitch simulation that gets done. And there's really 2 choices here. There's curvilinear and there's crossover. And each one of them, you'll find that there'll be different times that it produces a different look that you may or may not like better. And so don't be afraid to try the different choices of crossover and curvilinear. You can also interact with things like the stitch length and the quality settings. These are things that certainly if you are stitching these out. So with Floriani Creative Express, we simply make JPEGs from our photo play. But if you have other Floriani software such as FTCU, then PhotoPlay tool becomes photo to stitches. And so some of these tools really kind of mean more to the person who's going to stitch them out. In other words, I'm not sure that the stitch length will really matter to you if you're simply making a JPEG, but you do have the ability to fully interact with all of the parameters that you would if you were creating this into an embroidery design, with the main difference here that we're going to choose Save As, and the only option is going to be JPEG. But before we complete that kind of little discussion, there's also the ability to put a border around your design. And so if you want, you can put a steel, kind of like a solid border around the design as well. And so once that is done, then you have the ability to choose Save As. And at this point in time, you can save it to your desktop in whatever name you want. So we'll just call it dog, and click Save. And we've created another image that we could email or attach to our social media. And so yeah, once again, just kind of looking at my desktop, finding the image, and let's say open it with a basic kind of photo viewer to see the beautiful results. And so that is PhotoPlay, and we hope you love the PhotoPlay tool that's in Creative Express, and we hope that you love sharing your images on social media. And so we hope that we'll see some of those pictures in the near future. Go ahead and feel free to tag R&K and Floriani with your PhotoPlay images. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy all of the training videos for the Floriani Creative Express software.